The billionaire's disguise, a retail reckoning. You can't stay here, sir. You're disturbing our customers, the manager snapped, pointing sharply toward the door. The man in a hoodie, brows casually, replied, I'm just brows. A few customers shot judgmental glances his way. The manager's tone hardened, then browsed somewhere else. He had no idea he was speaking to the CEO. Ethan Stone, the billionaire founder of Sterling Retail Empire, had entered his own Manhattan flagship store dressed like any ordinary shopper. Jeans, a hoodie, no entourage. Nearby, his bodyguard, Jax Thorne, watched silently. Ethan wasn't shopping. He was investigating. Whispers of racial profiling had reached his desk, and today he was here to see it with his own eyes. The unveiling of a pattern. In the electronics section, Ethan quickly discerned the insidious pattern. Well-dressed white shoppers received warm, attentive service. Others, however, were either followed with suspicion or pointedly ignored. He picked up a tablet. The store manager, Derek Miller, materialized almost instantly. Can I help you find something? Derek asked, polite yet laced with suspicion. Ethan shook his head. Just comparing. Derek disliked his casual tone and the hoodie. He subtly signaled the guard. Watch that guy. Something's off. Moments later, as Ethan opened a laptop, Derek intervened again. Sir, these are premium items. We require credit verification first. A blatant lie. Ethan's jaw tightened. I'm a paying customer. He produced a black Centurion card. Derek snorted. Nice prop. They sell those online. Sarah Jenkins, a sharp corporate trainee nearby, stared at the card. She recognized it in him, but Derek, consumed by his preconceived notions, ignored her warning glance. Sir, if you don't show valid ID, I'll have to ask you to leave. Ethan calmly handed over his driver's license. Ethan J. Stone. Derek didn't even bother to read it. You really expect me to believe you're that Ethan Stone? Sarah's breath hitched. So did Kevin's, a young cashier. I know company policy, Ethan stated quietly. Derek laughed bitterly. I'm the policy here. Now buy or leave. Ethan remained composed. Run the card. No. Derek barked. Security. Escort him out. Customers had begun to notice, some filming on their phones. Eleanor Vance, a loyal shopper, stepped forward. He's done nothing wrong. Derek waved her off. Lady, mind your business. Ethan's phone rang. Caller ID, CFO. He answered calmly. Yes, I saw the Q2 numbers. Good margin in East Coast stores. Derek, in a fit of arrogance, snatched the phone and ended the call. We're done with the games. You've made a grave mistake, Ethan said, his voice chillingly calm. Derek, blind with rage, shoved him backward into a tablet display. Devices crashed. Gasps rippled through the store. You're damaging merchandise. Derek screamed. Eleanor, quick thinking, dialed 911. A manager just assaulted a customer. Ethan rose slowly. That was assault? Derek, in front of witnesses. Panic began to creep. Sirens wailed. Police cars pulled up. Derek rushed over, shouting, Officers, arrest that man. He caused a scene, faked ID, assaulted me. Sergeant Ramirez looked between the two men. Sir, your ID. Ethan handed it over, along with a business card. Ramirez blinked. You're Ethan Stone? That's correct. Officer Chun checked the name on a database. Confirmed. CO. No record. This building is owned by Sterling HQ. Derek's knees buckled. That's impossible. Sarah's phone rang. Corporate security, she said, answering. Yes, he's here. Safe. Mr. Stone is safe. Eleanor turned to Derek. You just threw away your life. Jax approached. We need a full record of everything. Security footage, staff names, witness statements. Ethan nodded. Already underway. Legal is on standby. Derek whispered, If I'd known... Ethan turned to him. Why didn't you treat me like any customer? No answer came. Then Ethan looked at his phone and muttered, Tell legal to be ready if he presses charges. A new voice interrupted. Sir, wait. Sarah said, stepping forward, holding her own phone. Her hands were shaking. There's more. Ethan frowned. What do you mean? She hesitated. This wasn't an isolated case. I've been documenting them for weeks. Her phone screen showed folders. Dozens, timestamped videos, notes, voice memos. Derek wasn't the only one. Ethan stared, eyes narrowing. How deep does this go? Sarah whispered. It's the entire district. Managers, regional directors. They're filtering hires, profiling shoppers. Quietly, systematically. Jax's hand moved to his earpiece. I need internal affairs. Immediately. Derek watched, pale sweat trickling down his temple. Ethan turned slowly to face the camera, still filming. This is bigger than today, he said, voice low but steady. And it's only just beginning. Mr. Miller, turn around, hands behind your back. No, wait. Derek cried. Please, I have 2 kids. I can't go to jail. I didn't know. The officers moved in, handcuffs clicking shut. Ethan raised a hand calmly. Officers, proceed with the arrest, but Mr. Miller will not face prison in the traditional sense. This incident is going to become a case study. He'll enter a corporate rehabilitation program. Everyone was stunned, especially Derek, who stood trembling in cuffs, eyes wide in disbelief. Kevin's memory finally clicked. Ethan Stone, he's the guy from the company's site. About our founder. Sarah looked down, ashamed. I'm sorry, sir. I should have spoken up earlier. You tried. Ethan said kindly. You did the right thing by calling corporate. Derek glanced at her, realizing that while his career crumbled, she might walk away promoted. Please, he whispered to Ethan. I'm sorry. Too late for apologies, Ethan said quietly. But maybe not too late for change. He paused. How many managers out there think just like you? Derek lowered his head. Too many. Ethan turned to the officers. Give him a choice. Prosecution in jail or the most intense anti-bias rehabilitation program we've ever designed. Derek blinked. What? 6 months of therapy, unconscious bias training, community service, all documented. You'll be the first case study. The store was silent. Eleanor stepped forward. Mr. Stone, that's incredibly generous. It's not about being generous, Ethan said. It's about making sure this doesn't happen again. Derek's change to save 1,000 other people from being profiled. Derek looked up, tears on his face. You'd help me after what I did? I'm helping the next potential victim, through you. The officers removed the cuffs. Derek slumped, shocked. Ethan continued, You'll keep your base salary, but your full-time job is education and self-transformation. Every session will be recorded, monitored, and turned into training for others. Why not just fire me? Derek asked. Because destroying you helps no one, Ethan replied. Transforming you helps everyone. He turned to crowd. This won't stop here. Effective today, Sterling Retail Empire will implement monthly bias training, install body cameras on managers, hire mystery shoppers, and establish a $50 million diversity and equity fund. The crowd applauded. Sarah gasped as Ethan said, Sarah, you're being